Hello, everybody. I'm going to do early NFL picks this year since I see a lot of other YouTubers doing it, and I'm hyped up for some football. Hopefully, the Philadelphia Eagles, which is my team, can repeat, but I'm kind of paranoid because their defense took a hit. I think they lost like 4 or 5 defensive players that helped them win the Super Bowl, and in my personal opinion, a great defense dictates the entire game. Some people will say the offense can do that. I think the offense does do that to some extent, but I also think a great defense shutting down the offense of the opposing team is a big deal. So I hope the Eagles can. I don't know what their defense is going to look like this year. I know it kind of stinks. Anyways, NFL Week 1 picks Thursday, September 4th at 8:20 p.m. on leftist NBC. Shitty NBC owned by Comcast. I can't say that. I just did say that. Oops. We have the Dallas Cowboys at the Philadelphia Eagles. I almost said another word because the city's kind of disgusting, and most of the fan base is probably from South Jersey anyways, because a lot of us had grandparents that used to live in Philadelphia, but when the Philadelphia turned awful, everybody moved out, and then certain people, part of a certain ideology, said you're racist if you move out of a place that's filled with crime and drugs. Anyways, I'm going to take my Philadelphia Eagles. Obviously, this is a biased pick, but I think the Eagles probably are the better team, but we'll see and stuff like that. Dallas may have improved things in the offseason. I haven't heard that really. It's like, actually, I heard the complete opposite. I heard they haven't really done much to improve in a lot of areas. Like, they still have no running back. That's a big deal. The Eagles have the best running back in the league, Saquon Barkley, and the Eagles still have probably the best offensive line in the league. I don't think we lost anybody on our offensive line. I'm not talking about. Last year we lost. I think it was Jason Kelce, right? But the other players that took over for Jason Kelce played at a high level, arguably just as good, if not better. I know people would say, "Don't talk about a Hall of Famer like that," but that's just they learned from him, you know. So I'm not taking anything away from Jason Kelce. I think the Eagles will win this game. I think it'll be by at least a touchdown. Some people see a really close game. I've seen other NFL pickers, but I think a lot of people hate the Eagles. I think we all have a target on our back. We just won the Super Bowl, and a lot of people are envious, like other franchises that haven't won a Super Bowl. Some Minnesota Vikings fans might be envious of us. Why did I say Minnesota Vikings? I don't know why I said that. Anyways, I think the Philadelphia Eagles will win this game. The next game we have is Friday, September 5th. We have the Kansas City Chiefs at not San Diego, Jesus Christ, at Los Angeles. I heard the Chargers improved a lot in the offseason. But with that said, I think the Kansas City Chiefs were so humiliated in the Super Bowl. Like the score, I don't know. I think some people must have shut the game off because they were pissed off that my Eagles won or something like that, or whatever. Maybe some people fell asleep. Some people thought the game was closer than it really was score-wise because they don't realize near the end of the game the Eagles were sitting back because they didn't want to hurt any players because they won the game. Like, they're not gonna. Well, what do you do if we won by 1,000,000 points or stuff like that? That's not how they play because that's stupid. Why would you want to risk an injury when you're already dominated most of the game, like 1/3? 1/3 of the game or something like that. And I'm going to take the Chiefs in this game. I think it's going to be very close because I really heard the Chargers can win this game. They can win this game. I'm going to go with the Chiefs by 3 points. I think it's going to be a very close, competitive game. I'm giving this light edge to the Chiefs because I just think that they're really pissed off about the way that they performed in the Super Bowl. Even though I think the Eagles were just a really bad matchup for the Chiefs. Unless the Chargers built a team similar to the Eagles, I don't think that's happened. I think the Chargers improved certain areas, but I'm gonna go with the Chiefs. I think I'm gonna go with the Chiefs by 3 points. And the Eagles game I go by 7 points or more. The Chiefs game I'm going by 3 points. Next game we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Atlanta Falcons. I think I did hear the Falcons improved a little bit. I don't think a lot, but I think I heard from other YouTubers they improved a little bit. And despite the fact that I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are the better team, this is a divisional game, and the Falcons, for whatever reason, know how to play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I believe they swept the Buccaneers last year, and I'm going to pick the Falcons in this game. It's in Atlanta. I'm going to go with them. I think the players on that team and the coaching staffs, the entire coaching staff, not just the head coach, like just the coach in general. I don't know. This is a new coach, anyways, is it? I forget. I forget what happened. I forget who has new head coach. Either way, I feel like most of the staff on the Atlanta Falcons know how to play the Buccaneers, and I am going to take the Buccaneers at home. And I'll say it's. Was it going to be a close game? I'll say it's a close game. I'll say the Falcons by 3. The next game we have is the Cincinnati Bengals at the Browns. Another weird game where you know Cincinnati is a better team, but the Browns, for whatever reason, know how to play the Bengals, and I don't know why that is. And also, the Bengals always have slow starts. But with that said, I hope I don't regret taking this pick, but I am going to go with the Cincinnati Bengals, and I'll go by a touchdown. I think the Bengals get over the hump, and they finally be able to beat the Browns, even though the Browns usually have their number. I think last year, the Bengals actually beat the. I don't know if they beat them two games. It might have been a split. I think it was split, actually. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I am going to take the Bengals this game. I always have the tendency to go with the Bengals over the Browns, and the Browns end up winning. And for whatever reason, the Browns, who haven't really been a great team in recent history, they were better with Baker Mayfield. I think that was stupid that they let Baker Mayfield get picked up by the Buccaneers. I think that was a bad decision because I think the Browns would have had a lot more success if they left Baker Mayfield team. I actually think the Browns probably would have possibly. Who knows, because history changes itself, but I think with Baker Mayfield's leadership with the Browns, they had a potential chance of maybe getting to the Super Bowl and maybe actually winning the first. I think it was a big mistake to let Baker Mayfield go. I thought he was pretty good on the Browns. I remember when he got to that playoff game against the Chiefs, and it was a really close game. But anyways, I'm going to take the Bengals this game. I'm not very confident because I know the Bengals, whatever reason, aren't good against the Browns, who aren't a really good team lately. And the Bengals are notorious slow starters, but I got to think the Bengals finally get over the hump. If they don't finally get over the hump, the Bengals, you're trying to contend for a Super Bowl. If you can't beat the Browns, you're not going to be able to do much this year. You know what I mean? Like, you got to start winning these early games. You don't want to try to climb out again. And that happened last year, right? They missed the playoffs by, I think, one game because they lose stinky games like to the Browns, which they shouldn't do. Anyways, we'll move on. We have the Miami Dolphins at the Indianapolis Colts. This will be an interesting game. It could definitely go either way. I think I'm going to go with the Miami Dolphins. They're healthier right now because it's the beginning of the season. Obviously, the Colts are healthy too, but I like the talent level on the Dolphins. Dolphins have some pretty good receiving weapons. And Tua's pretty good when he's healthy. I don't even know who the Colts quarterback. Who the hell is the Colts quarterback? Is it who's the Colts quarterback? I don't even know. I'm gonna go with the Dolphins though. I think the Dolphins will take this in Indianapolis, and I'll say by at least a touchdown or more. Because I think it could be a close game, but I did say it that they're pretty close. And they are close because Colts have some talent on their team, but I just think Dolphins are a better overall team. The next game is the Carolina Panthers at the Jacksonville Jaguars. Panthers weren't very good last year. They were competitive with my Eagles and a couple other talented teams, but that was last year. And the Jaguars, I heard, picked up a lot of pieces. I think they got a couple more receiving weapons, if I heard correctly. And they said that there's no excuses for Trevor Lawrence this year, that he has weapons to work with, and that if he can't get it done, or not get it done like as win the Super Bowl or anything like that, but if he can't start looking good with what was this, the AFC? Where is this? AFC South. This is the AFC South, I believe. The same division as the Colts, right? The AFC South. They don't start like they got to win the division. They have to at least win the division with Trevor Lawrence and this team, the Jaguars, together. I think the Jaguars win this game, and I think it's by a touchdown or more. I think the Jaguars are a bit better than the Panthers, so I'll go with the Jaguars at home. We'll see what happens. The next game we have the Oakland Raiders, or what are Las Vegas Raiders, whatever the hell they want to call themselves now, at the New England Patriots. This is kind of like, I don't want to be rude or anything like that. I know these two teams aren't great. This game can probably go either way. I think I'm going to favor just the Patriots because they're at home. But I don't know. I haven't been overly impressed by the Oakland Raiders or the New England Patriots in recent history. I think they both kind of stink. I think the Patriots have a new coach, though. They have he was a former linebacker for the Patriots. The guy, he's a pretty good coach. He was, when the Titans had success, they had him. It was Mike Vrabel, I think, or something like that. Mike something. Vrabel. I know I'm pronouncing his name wrong. I'm also laying down right now on a pillow, so I'm sorry that I'm not pronouncing his name right. I'm laying down on my bed. Right now the ceiling fan's on. I don't have my air conditioner on, and it's pretty hot in the room in Jersey right now, South Jersey. But I don't have the air conditioner on because I want you guys to kind of hear my voice. And if the ceiling fan is making so much noise and it's hard to hear me, I do apologize. Anyways, I'm going to take the Patriots at home. I think this can go either way, but I'm going with the Patriots. I'll go with the home team. We have the Arizona Cardinals at the New Orleans Saints. It is hard to play in New Orleans, but I am going to take the Cardinals. Cardinals, I always feel like they show a little bit of talent each year. You could also say the same thing about the Saints. The Saints do the same thing. They show, like, the Saints started strong last year. I think they won their first 2 games, I believe, and then they played my Eagles and lost. And then they spiraled out of control. But it wasn't because the Eagles beat them, obviously. It's just the Saints weren't that great last year. And it just, sometimes some teams that aren't great win their first 2 games. It just happens. It happens almost every year or something like that, where there's a team that you're shocked that wins like the first couple games. Like, wow, they might be either better than what everybody expected, and then they start stinking the rest of the year. Anyways, Arizona Cardinals at the New Orleans Saints. I'm going to take the Arizona Cardinals. I think they're a little bit better of a team, and it is in New Orleans. I think the Cardinals win at least by 6 points. I just think the Cardinals are a better football team. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Cardinals. It is hard to play in New Orleans, but I don't know. I don't know about the Saints. I don't even know who the quarterback is in the Saints right now. Who the hell is he? I know that I don't know who it is. I have no idea who the hell the quarterback of the Saints is. The Steelers, whose quarterback I do know is Aaron Rodgers, and the Steelers are at the New Jersey Jets. Sorry. New York Jets, right? Even though they play in North Jersey. I'm going to take... This is a tough game to pick. Like, I kind of think there's some pieces on the Jets that make them a better team, but I like the quarter... I still think Aaron Rodgers has something left to prove, and I think this is kind of... He won't label it like this because no player does, but I do think this is kind of a revenge game, and I don't like that term, revenge. Maybe avenge... a vengeance... What's a good term that doesn't sound like it's like, oh, I'm just doing this because I hate this former organization. But I do think the Steelers win this game, and I think it'll be by a touchdown or more. The reason being is I just think that Aaron Rodgers is pissed. I think he's pissed. I don't think he likes the Jets organization, and I think he wants to prove something, and I think they'll win. And I don't even... The funny thing is, the Steelers could win this game, and the Jets could actually lose this game, and the Jets could end up having, like, a winning streak after this, because I think the Jets have a lot of talent. But for this specific game, I just think that Aaron Rodgers is pissed off, plays pissed off, but pissed off, like, not overly emotional, but just uses his brain as intelligence, and he knows some of the weak spots on the Jets because he's played these... He used to be on this team. He played against this defense. He knows the coaches there. Like, Aaron Rodgers knows this Jets team. And yes, you can always make a case and say the Jets coaching staff knows Aaron Rodgers, and yeah, it's vice versa and stuff like that. But Aaron Rodgers didn't look great on there, and maybe he clicks better with the Steelers. And I think the Steelers are going to win this game. Sorry, Jets fans. And the next game we have the North Jersey Giants at the Washington Redskins, and in this game I'm going to go with the Washington Redskins. And I heard from other YouTubers that the Giants improved drastically. Like, they hit a lot of good, I think it was free agents, and I guess some of the draft picks they picked up are supposed to be really good talent. But we got to see that first. And also, from what I saw last year, the Giants were really bad, and they're playing one of the better teams. The Redskins were probably like a top 5 team last year. we can't. You can't imagine the Giants, even if they drastically fixed a lot of things. I know it's a divisional game, divisional games. I think the Giants actually win a couple games. Did they win? Did they beat the Redskins maybe once last year, or did they take both games? I forget. Because I think I also heard somebody say something about how the Giants actually could play the Redskins well. But I think the Redskins are just like the Chiefs. I think they're kind of pissed off about how they ended the season, like because they got pretty much blown up by my Eagles, and I think they're going to win this game. I like a lot of the players in the Washington Redskins, and yeah, I'm going to go with the Redskins. Next game, we have the Tennessee Titans at the Denver Broncos. I'm sorry, Tennessee fans. Your team is terrible. I'm going to go with the Denver Broncos, no question. Denver Broncos had a top, were they a top 3 defense last year or something? I know they had one of the best defenses near my Eagles defense. Like, they were one of the best defenses. I actually thought the Broncos were going to upset. I forget who they were going to. Was it when they were playing the Buffalo Bills? I thought they were going to upset them because I like that defense a lot. And I think this is a mismatch right here. I think the Broncos could win by like 14 points or more. I think this is a total mismatch. But here's the problem with the Titans. I don't think they're expected to be good, and they were kind of stinky last year, I believe. And yeah, I can't believe, like, I like all the matchups that the schedule maker made, but it's kind of shitty that the Titans, who aren't a really good team, isn't going to get the first game like at home or something like that. They have to travel on the road to go against that really hard Denver's defense, and it's bad matchmaking. It's just like, I don't know. It's for this specific game, it's a mismatch. I guess there wasn't any other like really bad teams for a Titans team to play because no matter who they played, the Titans were going to be the underdogs. And yeah, I'm going with the Broncos. Broncos should win it. So if Broncos don't win this game, I think that's really embarrassing because I just think they're a much better team. And like I said, I think they're going to win by 14 points or more because I just think they're that much better of a team. And I think the Broncos defense is going to basically shut down the Titans. It's not going to be, well, it could. I mean, I can't predict the future. Obviously, the Broncos defense could play so good that it could be a total shutout where it's like the Titans don't even score a point. I don't think that's going to happen. I think the Titans will probably get their fair share of points, maybe like 6 or 9 points. I don't think it's going to be impressive. I just think the Broncos are a better team. I just bit my tongue. Ow, that hurt. San Francisco 49ers at the Seattle Seahawks. This is a very tough game to pick. I heard that San Francisco, again, is dealing with injuries before the regular season even occurs. And Seattle, I don't even know who the quarterback of Seattle is. I'm going to go with the 49ers, but I think this is going to probably be a close game. I'll go with the 49ers by a field goal just because I'm hearing about injuries and the injury bug again, and it's a never-ending cycle with the Niners. But it is a divisional game. It could definitely go either way. It's definitely hard to play in Seattle, but I'm going to go with the 49ers by 3. The next game we have the Detroit Lions at the Green Bay Packers. In this game, this is a very tough game. These two teams play each other very tough, but lately I think the Lions have had the edge, and I think because of that, I'm going to go the opposite way. I'm going to go with Green Bay because it's in Green Bay. I think the Packers are going to win this game. I just have a feeling it'll probably be a close game, and I'll probably pick the Packers by 3. But I can see really either team winning this, but this is a very tough divisional game to pick because both of these are pretty good teams. I think Packers are better than people think, and Packers play everybody hard though, or something like that. Like last year when they played my Eagles in the opener or something like that, they played us tough even though they ended up losing. Yeah, the Packers don't. They don't. I don't remember the last time anybody ever blew the Packers out. I don't think they get blown out really. They either win or lose, and when they lose, it's usually a close game. It's never somebody beating them up. But I'm going with the Packers. The next game we have is the Houston Texans at the Los Angeles Rams. In this game, I'm going to pick the Rams. And I don't know. I don't even give a score prediction. I don't know. I just have a feeling it's going to be the Rams, especially since it's in Los Angeles. It's going to be tough to. I don't think there's going to be many Houston fans in Los Angeles. It's just I don't see that. I don't think their fans are going to travel well, but I could be wrong. but I don't see that happening. And also, I just think the Los Angeles are a better team. I think Los Angeles defense was very impressive. They looked really good solid against my Eagles last year. I think if Los Angeles improved the offense just a little bit, I think they could be definitely contended for a Super Bowl this year. I'm gonna go with Los Angeles at home. Next game we have is the Baltimore Ravens at the Buffalo Bills. This is a game that the Ravens definitely have circled because they kind of pooped the bed last year against the Bills. I think that was a game the Ravens could have possibly won. I think it was their tight end or something. I think he dropped the football in the end zone or right before he was going to run in. I forget exactly. And then people just blamed him. But you win and lose as a team. But I think that I think they're going to avenge that loss because I think they're pissed off, and I think they'll win this game. It'll probably be very close because it's in Buffalo. Maybe the Ravens win with a field goal near the end of the game. May even go to overtime. But I'm going to go with the Ravens. Sorry about Bills fans, Bill Mafia fans. Next game I have is the Minnesota Vikings at the Chicago Bears. This is a very tough game to pick. Chicago showed some bright spots last year. The Vikings showed a lot more. The Vikings were a 14-3 but I think their record was a little bit deceptive because when they got into the playoffs, they just got completely embarrassed by the Los Angeles Rams. Maybe it was just a bad matchup for them. I don't know. I mean, they're still a pretty talented team. I am going to take the Vikings, but I'm going to say it's going to be by I think I'm going to buy a touchdown. Even though I think the game is going to be competitive, I just think near the end of the game, I just feel like that the Vikings will win by like a touchdown. Like it'll be like a game that's like 27-20 or 28-21. It's a type of game I think it's going to be. And I just think the Vikings are a better team, and I think they're embarrassed by their performance last year. Maybe it was a bad matchup for them, but also it's just like that stays in your mind, and I think if your players use it as momentum, it can definitely work to your advantage. But it also, at the same time, if they have bad memories, it could bring back bad memories, if that makes sense. Anyways, so to recap, my picks are, let's go through this real quick. The Eagles over the Dallas Cowboys by 7 or more. The Kansas City Chiefs by 3 over the Chargers. The Atlanta Falcons over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'll say by 3. The Cincinnati Bengals by 7 or more over the Browns. The Dolphins at the Colts. I'm going to take the Dolphins by 7 or more. The Panthers at the Jaguars. I'm going to take the Jaguars by like 14 points or something or more. I just think they're a better team. I don't know what I originally picked for points wise, but I just think there's going to be 14 points or more. I don't know about that Panthers team. I just think the Jaguars are a much better team, to be honest. The Raiders at the Patriots. I want the Patriots. I'll say by field goal. I don't know. The Cardinals at the Saints. I think I got the Cardinals and probably by like 6 points or so. I don't know. I got the Jets. I mean, not the Jets. I got the Steelers over the Jets by a touchdown at least or more. The Washington God damn it. I'm reading it. I'm sorry. I'm not going to call him that stupid name. The Washington Redskins at home, obviously. I got them over the New York Giants by probably by like 7 points or more. Next game, I have the Broncos, definitely 14 points or more over the Titans. The Broncos definitely got that. We got the Niners at the Seahawks. I'm going to give that the Niners with field goal. Got the Lions at the Packers. I'm going to go with the Packers by a field goal. Texans at the Los Angeles Rams. I'll give it to the Rams by 6 points or more. I don't know. It depends because the Texans did finish off last year pretty well. But I just think the Rams are a much better team. So, I'm not trying to disrespect the Texans, but I just think the Rams are a much better team. But it's about who shows up on the day, and like if you're not ready to play the game, I mean, I'm talking about on paper right now. I just favor the Rams a little bit. The Baltimore Ravens over the Bills by a field goal. I think this is the type of game that could definitely go to overtime. The Vikings at the Bears. I'm going to go with the Vikings by, what did I say earlier? Probably by 7. Yeah, I'm going to go by 7 probably over the Bears. 6 or 7. But I think it'll be competitive. I think I was 7 earlier because I thought it would be like 28-21 or 27-20. Anyways, thanks for watching. Have a lovely day. And none of this is betting advice. I'm not an expert with football. If you want to go to another YouTube channel that talks about betting, if you want to bet on their sport, I'm not a bettor. I'm just somebody that enjoys watching football and physical activity and sports like that. I'm not into betting money on stuff because I don't want to lose money, obviously. It's always a gamble. So this is not a betting channel, just to let that be known.